Hey guys, and welcome to another very critical video on important, substantial topics. Yes, as I'm sure you can tell from the title, today we're going to be looking at all the Pokemon restaurants and rating them on how good they'd be. Going from Delibirdlicious, unexpectedly good, I'll have a Gabite, not Goodra, and Socks. I thought it was a good idea, alright? And as you can see, we are going to be looking at restaurants from all over in the Pokemon world. I did my best to try and include all of them. I'm probably missing a few though. But hey, that just leaves the door open for a part 2 in the future, right? Either way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First up is the Battle Buffet. This one is, I believe, from Alola. The first time you go here, somebody runs in and says, hey, if you're looking for a good experience, go somewhere else. Which is not a glowing recommendation, but if you look hard enough on Yelp, you're going to find reviews like that everywhere. One thing I will say, it has a ton of food, but you have to battle people for it. I don't exactly love that. So I'm going to say it's not Goodra, because you have to fight people for it, but they do have a lot of options. So I'll say I'll have a Gabite. Oh yeah, I didn't really mention this. Since, you know, we can't taste what these restaurants are selling, I'm gonna be judging it on stuff like, does it have plenty of seating? Does it have a lot of food options? Is the place looking nice? That kind of stuff. Next up is the Battle Cafe from Galar. And here's the thing with the Battle Cafes. They have a nice, chill vibe. That's awesome. They have good seating. They have, it looks like maybe 2 options. Probably pastries and something to drink. And that's about it. Not really a good place for a restaurant, but it definitely does not suck. So I'm gonna say it's just not Goodra. Here is the Café Cabin. I'm not entirely sure what they sell here, besides milk. Plus, your only seating options are in front of this guy, or near this table that this guy will not stop staring at. Next, we have the Lumiose Cafes, which there are a total of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
14, unless I terribly miscounted. Like I said, there's a lot of them. So what I'm gonna do with these ones, so that they're not just all in the same category, because that wouldn't be very fun to watch, I'm gonna take the quotes that you get from the cab drivers around Lumiose, what they say about them, and be basically rating them on that. So the first one up is Cafe Action. Cab driver says that it's where a bunch of prima donnas hang out. Okay, Cafe Battle? I don't know, I don't speak French, but it's got a ton of dudes who work out. That's pretty dope. I'd have a bite there. Cafe Classe? I mean, he just says it's where fashionists hang out. I don't really have a problem with that. I'd have a bite. Next up, Cafe Cyclone. All the cab driver has to say is that it's the kind of weird one. I think that's pretty unexpectedly good. I'd go hang out at a weird cafe. Following that, we have Cafe Gallant, or Gallant. The cab driver says he doesn't really quite get this one, and it's just a bunch of managers. I mean, here's the thing, right? It can go either of 2 ways. It's really great if they manage it well. I don't know why I put it in socks. Or it's really terrible if they manage it poorly. You know what? I just made up my mind. Too many chefs in the kitchen, never a good idea. Cafe Introversion. You know, I can kind of relate to this cafe. Unexpectedly good. Cafe Kizuna. He calls it the Gloomy Cafe. Nah, not a fun place to be. Cafe Pokemon Ami. This one kind of just has people who are a little too into their Pokemon. Something tells me I would not enjoy this place all that much. But definitely better than the one where it's just managers. Cafe Rolau. It's just where roller skaters hang out. And I like roller skating, so I'm gonna put it here. Cafe, I don't know how to say it, but Solaire is where you can find Diantha. She gives you a pretty sick Pokemon. Heck yes, I will take that, thank you very much. Editing me, remind myself, I'm pretty sure it's a Ralts with like the Gardevoir-ite. Yeah, that's awesome. Cafe Triste. This one kind of has a cool arc in the game, actually, where it looks like it's going out of business, but then the owner says, hey, isn't this your favorite place? And then it kind of goes up and he heals your Pokemon. That's cool. Unexpectedly good. Cafe Ultimo, you know, honestly, just for the name alone, putting that one in, I'll have a Gabite. Cafe Woof. It's where the the furfros hang out, there's gonna be so much drinks in your coffee and hot chocolate. No thank you. In fact, I might even say either last place on Not Gudra or first place on Socks. I think I'm just gonna go right there. Café Lysander, basically just a front for the evil team, so not really even a cafe. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, and we are done with all the Lumiose cafes. Woo! Feels good. Alright, next, the juice shop. Kinda like a Jamba Juice, and I like Jamba Juice. It does not have a lot of seating though, so it's going on the very end of All Having a Bite. Okay, now we have this kinda similar situation to the Lumiose cafes, although not really. We have and Le Sushi High Roller. Honestly, these, as long as I've got them in the right spots, I could be mistaken with which one's which. But the first three are all just slightly better versions of each other, higher star ratings and all that. So the first one, Lena, let's go ahead and put that one in Not Gudra, above the cafe though. It can go above the buffet. Though, unexpectedly good. Sushi High Roller, Deli Birdlicious. Honestly, tons of seating, it has sushi, the place looks nice. That's an easy top tier right there. Mauville Food Courts. Okay, this one confused me a bit, because believe it or not, I have not played Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. But when I was looking this one up, it looked awesome. Like, it took me back to college days of just going to the cafeteria area and trying to figure out what you want that day. And it does look like there's decent amounts of seating, but the more I read about it, there's only like 3 things to buy, and apparently seating's not all that great because people will come up to you while you're eating and fight you to get you out of your chair so that they can have it. No thank you. That's end tier for me. Not a lot of options and people literally coming up to you starting fights to take your seat. That does not sound bueno. Outskirt stand. I mean, honestly, don't really know what they sell, but here's the pros of it. I don't know if you've played Coliseum, but if you have, you know it's out in the middle of a desert. Kind of like a waypoint, so that you can actually get inside out of the sun. They sell drinks, which would be super nice. Plus, as part of the story of the game, it becomes like one of, if not the only places to buy Pokeballs. Not super important in the Ore region, but it becomes important later on. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Deli Birdlicious. That gets a top tier for me. Okay, the Alola's Pokemon Center Cafe things. These places are cool. They have a good variety. And while it's usually just drinks and stuff, and it is just a cafe, and I've been tending to put cafes a bit lower, except for the Lumiose ones, I am gonna put this one at the very least an unexpectedly good, and here's why. What they may lack in variety, they make up for in convenience. These guys are the equivalent of the Wendy's attached to the gas station off the freeway. When you just need something on a road trip, it's gonna be there. These are in like every Pokemon Center. Plus, as somebody whose favorite food is a drink, this gets a pretty high rating for me. Crap, I lied. There's another Lumiose cafe. This is the Shutterbug Cafe. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care too much about pictures. I'll just put it in All Having a Bite, because I'm not really against it, but I'm not really for it. Alright, Slowpoke Well. That's a tough one, because you don't have a lot of variety. It's just Slowpoke tails. But they are everywhere. I'm pretty sure you could sit wherever you want, just not in the water. I think it's about mid for the unexpectedly good tier. The SS Ann's Cafeteria? I mean, we don't really know what they sell here, but on the ship, there's a lady who asks you, at least in Fire Red, for a cherry pie. And then when you go out and talk to the waiter, he says, here, I'll get you whatever you want. So it seems like the possibilities are good, but holy crap, that price. You can't even buy a ticket to the SS Ann in the games. You only luck out by getting one from Bill. That alone, that's gonna put it end tier of Not Gudra. I'm sure the food's delicious. I'm sure the atmosphere is nice being on a cruise ship, but we shouldn't be there. And the last one, the cafe from Pokemon Café or Pokemon Remix Cafe, whatever it's called. This place looks amazing. And I know the game has mixed reviews by a lot of people. I played it a bit just for this video, tried to unlock a few areas. It looks amazing. The food looks amazing. I'm all for it. Plus, you know, it's gotta be like free, because the only people that eat there are not people, and they don't have any money on them. So I'm imagining the price is good. The atmosphere is top tier at least. And I really want to make the food sometimes. In fact, that's probably gonna be a video idea here in the near future. But here you go, my tier list of all the Pokemon restaurants, or at least most of them. Let me know what you think and what videos you'd like to see in the future. And always, I hope to catch you in the next one.